Welcome back. Republican Congressman Tom Tiffany says he'll now make his decision on whether to run for governor, likely sometime in September. Tiffany at the state fair this past week signing a parents' pledge at the Moms for Liberty booth and talking with us. You've been open about your thoughts, considerations about running for governor. I'm curious where that all stands and what's going through your head right now and as you make this decision.
Yeah, so August and September, with us being out of session now, August and September, really contemplating what I'm going to do. Got a couple things that I want to check the box on. I talked to the president a week ago. I just wanted to make sure and hear from him. His biggest concern is that he wants to make sure that we hold Congress. And so it's not an easy decision, having a congressional seat and perhaps giving that up. I mean, it's a big decision.
Did you ask for his endorsement if you ran? Would he give you his endorsement, do you think, if you ran for governor?
I haven't asked for his endorsement, but I'll be talking to him further and would like to have his support.
But he stressed the importance of keeping the House.
Yeah, there's 2 congressional members that have agreed not to run for other seats because they give us the best chance to be able to hold the House. It's really important that we hold the House here in 2026.
Did he relay that message to you specifically as you made your considerations?
Yeah. He brought that issue up.
Do you think the Republican candidate for governor in this state needs the Trump endorsement to get through the primary?
Well, I don't know if they have to have the Trump endorsement, but the Trump endorsement is really valuable. I mean, we saw it in the last governor's race in 2022. We saw it in the congressional race up in the Green Bay area a year ago. So the president's agenda carries great weight. Tiffany also making headlines after days of smoky skies in Wisconsin this past week from the Canadian wildfires, when he told us he wants the president to include wildfire management demands as part of trade talks with Canada.
Is there anything Congress or the U.S. can do to force Canada to do what you would like them to do?
I think the only thing is, at this point, force it into the tariff discussions with Canada is probably the only way. I mean, we can't tell people in Canada what to do, but you put it on the table. I just wanted to raise awareness because we're seeing real health concerns with this. We've seen events canceled, outdoor events, and summer's short enough here in Wisconsin, and you lose a few weekends, and that means a lot to people and just people with respiratory problems. It's been a real issue.
Is it realistic to have that part of the tariffs conversation? Have you talked with the president or administration about that?
If it continues, no, I have not. Yeah. But if it continues this way, yes, we're going to say something to the administration.
Does this embolden the president and his talk of making Canada the 51st state?
We haven't heard that.
Okay, you're not looking to go that far.
We haven't heard that.
In what you would like.
Well, I mean, just look at the people over in Manitoba and some of the provinces in the West. They have a real problem with their leadership in Canada.
So you would be open to that?
Yeah, if Edmonton and Calgary and their province, if they decided they wanted to be the 51st state, I think we should consider it.
All right.
I mean, if you look at what they provide in economic benefit to Canada, they give far more economic benefit than what they take. Sounds like a good model to me.
All right, to be continued on that front. Up next, the straw poll.